Hello guys, this is going to be a little bit of a different video today. Reason being is I woke up this morning to some messages on my Facebook, and I have just recently got off the phone with my daughter. Thank God she is alive and she's doing okay, but she is in the hospital. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because I think it's important for everybody out there to know. I know a lot of people already know, and a lot of people hear it all over. But apparently last night, my daughter was coming home from buying a security camera for her home because somebody had broke into her home the day before yesterday. So last night she went to buy a security camera for her house. And on the way back, she was going down a road doing 50 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. So she was 5 miles under the 55. And apparently a drunk driver turned the corner and smashed right into her head on. As far as I know, the car is totaled. She told me the car was totaled. They got her out by pushing the front door back. And she does have a few broken ribs. She had to have her toe drained because apparently she stubbed it somewhere in the car after it was smashed, and they had to drain the blood out of her toe because her nail bed, I guess, got a lot of blood under it. So they had to drain that. She has 3 small contusions on her brain, which is basically 3 small bleeds. They did do a CAT scan, and they don't see it as a big deal now, and I'm hoping that it stays that way. And she also has a bruise on her tummy, inside her tummy, from the seat belt restraining her. Now this call could have went a lot different. I did talk to my daughter just a little while ago. She was in pain, of course, because she has a few broken ribs. She might have a broken ankle. She has 3 spots on her brain that are very small, and the bruise on her tummy. But I could have received the call this morning that she was dead. Especially knowing it was a drunk driver and she was hit head on and her car was totaled. There are lots of people that don't live through that. This video that I'm making today is different from any other video that I've ever made, and the reason being is I want to put this out here, is that I despise anybody that drinks and drives. I despise anybody that speeds on the road. There's no reason for it. I know there's people out there that don't care if they're putting themselves at risk or other families at risk. When you're driving drunk, you're not only putting yourself at risk, you're putting families at risk. When you're speeding down the road to get to a birthday party or to get to work, you're not only putting yourself at risk, you're putting families at risk. And I think it's sickening. Now this drunk driver, as far as I know, has been arrested. I guess he wasn't hurt, pretty much not hurt at all, but my daughter was. I am so glad that my daughter is living and not dead. I could tell you if the call would have been different and she would have died, I would have made sure that this drunk driver paid the biggest price ever. And if somebody is drinking and driving and they kill somebody, I don't think they should be able to see the world anymore. They should get life in prison for taking somebody else's life. None of this manslaughter shit and getting a minimum sentence. I think they should get the maximum sentence. Same way with people speeding. I see people speed all the time, and it's not only people, regular people, everyday people in their cars. It's corporation trucks, like Walmart trucks, produce trucks. I've seen some trucks doing 65 in a 55, 10 miles over the speed limit, sometimes 70. That's why you see a lot of Big Mac trucks flipped over. That's why you see a lot of people killed by Big Mac trucks. Sometimes, I know one time there was a family of 7 that was killed by a Big Mac truck. All 7 people in the van. Why? Because of speeding and because of them not paying attention. But my main concern is drunk driving people. If you're at a bar drinking, take a taxi home. Call a friend. Walk. Because you're not only putting yourself at risk, you're putting other lives at risk. You're putting moms and dads at risk. Aunts, uncles, kids at risk when you're driving drunk or when you're speeding. Now, I could tell you right now, if I was hit by a drunk driver and I was able to get out of the car, and the drunk driver or the speeder was able to get out of the car, I can guarantee you that drunk driver or speeder wouldn't be standing up when the paramedics got there or the cops got there. They wouldn't be standing up because I'd lay them out. I don't care who likes it or who don't, I would lay them out. Not only for myself, because they put my life in jeopardy or at risk, but for other people. Okay? If a drunk driver hits me and I live, it doesn't mean he's not going to hit another person and they die. Okay? Some people may say, well, it's all up to God. And I understand that, but people that take lives by speeding or by drunk driving, I think their own life should be taken from them. There should be no second chances. Okay? The reason why I feel that if somebody is drunk driving and kills somebody else, I think they should suffer the death penalty, or at least get life in prison. A lot of people might not think that's right, but I do. Why should the drunk driver or the speeder get a right to live their life, but your loved one is 8 feet down, 6 feet down? Why should the drunk driver get a second chance when your family member, your grandmother, your grandfather, your mother, father, child, sister, why should a drunk driver get another chance when your family can't? If they get killed in the accident. That is how I feel. And I think the people that speed also are idiots, and I think they should not be on the road, and I think if they get caught speeding so many times, they should be taken off the road. I say 2 times speeders should be caught, and they should be removed from the road if they're caught 2 times. I live in a small city, Rome, New York, and our city has a speed limit of 30 miles per hour. I got people speeding by me doing 40, 45, and a 30. I live on a one-way street going this way, okay? I see 3 or 4 cars a day going the opposite way, the wrong way. One day I seen a lady going 40 down my street the wrong way. Now, if there would have been somebody at the corner going down that street, she would have smashed right into him. If it was a family or whoever was on that side of the car, it would have been the right-hand side of the car or whatever vehicle it was. That lady was smashed into them doing 40. Good possible chance she could have killed somebody. So I just want to tell everybody out there, my daughter is doing good. If you want to send prayers this way, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'm hoping that she does even better and is released from the hospital. I did talk to her. She's stable. She's okay. She is in some pain. And I hope this drunk driver gets what he deserves. I'm going to pressure her into making this drunk driver get what he deserves. Should there be jail time? Yes, there should be a lot of jail time. My daughter's not dead, but if she was to die, I would make sure the drunk driver paid with his life. Somehow, I would make sure he paid with his life. Because he would have took something away from me, my daughter, my family. Why should he get a second chance? So I'm going to make sure my daughter presses for charges on this drunk driver. He needs to get some time for this accident. He needs to have his license, if he was licensed, which I'm sure he was because my daughter said he did have insurance. He needs to have his license totally removed for the rest of his life. Period. When you're drunk driving and you get charged with drunk driving, I don't care, even if you just get stopped and you don't hit anybody, kill anybody, cause an accident, and you get caught with DWI, I think that person should have the license taken away forever. That person should never be given a second chance. And I know some people are going to say out there, well, people drive without licenses drunk and they get away with it. And I understand that. And I think those people should also be charged and they should be put in jail and the keys should be thrown away. Because they're putting so many lives at risk by drinking and driving. You're putting so many lives at risk by speeding. There's no reason to speed. Okay, 4 or 5 miles over the speed limit, I could see. But 10 or 15 miles over the speed limit is ridiculous. Okay. And you're putting yourself, you're putting other families at risk. If you don't think about yourself, think about other families and how they would feel if they had their loved one ripped from them by a drunk driver or a speeder. I know, like I said, if my daughter would have died, or if another family member of mine died by a drunk driver or someone that was speeding, I would make that sure that person paid with their life. Or as much of their life as possible. Because those people that are killed by drunk drivers or speeders, they're not getting a second chance. In my eyes, the people that are speeding and the people that are drunk and driving should not get a second chance neither. I'm going to close this video out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.